What is going on, guys? This is Ben here, bringing another Yu-Gi-Oh video. Today, we are going to be opening up a jump promo that I've had waiting for a while, and then we also do have the Soulburner Structure deck. Got 3 of them. I'm going to discuss if I think they are worth it and everything. Now, basically, you get 3 of these, you're able to build a pretty competitive Salamangreat deck, and then if you also pick up some cards, like the rare cards from the Savage Strike set and a few other cards, you're pretty set with a very competitive deck that's relatively cheap. So let's first open up this jump promo. I'm going to be only opening up one structure deck today. I just want to show you guys that I have the 3. You're going to see a deck profile on the Salamangreats after I figure out exactly how there we go. Open this up here. I don't remember what card this is, so this is I think actually I think I do remember. It starts with a chaos. But here we have the Shonen Jump. Got questions? Check out Viz/WDSJ promo. Okay, so our card is in good condition. That was what I was scared about, and oh my gosh, I was correct. But it is the Chaos Emperor Dragon, Envy of the End. Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite cards growing up. Absolutely love this card. The new like prize card where it's like the Link monster. If you can get your hands on that and you want to spend a ton of money, that card is very good. But this Chaos Emperor Dragon, one of my favorite cards as a kid. It was just so good in Yu-Gi-Oh! And I just love Chaos ever since, like the Chaos stuff. So its errata text is, cannot be normal summoner set, must be first special summoned from your hand by banishing 1 Enlight Dark monster from your graveyard. Once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points. Send as many cards in both players' hands and on the field as possible to the graveyard. Then inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each of the cards sent by this graveyard effect, or sent to your opponent's graveyard by this effect. You cannot activate other cards during the turn you activate this card. So you cannot activate other cards. So if you want to be kind of trolly and just blow up their field or send cards to the graveyard, there you go. But be prepared to, you're going to be wide open for the next turn. So still really cool that we can actually use it now, and it is unbanned on the recent FNL list, which is really cool. But this structure deck is really nice. Is it a structure deck or yeah, it's a structure deck? I don't know. I don't really get the difference between a starter deck and a structure deck. I'm just being totally honest, but either way, this is a very good one. It has a reprint of Ash, and that's all you need to know. Now we got the rule book. We all know the rules, right? We have the, what was that? The paper field, I don't know what it's called. Field playmat. There we go. But we have the deck here. I always struggle opening these or finding the tab that you need to open it with. So Salamangreat Heat Leo. Basically, you can consider him the boss monster of the deck. But if this card is link summoned, you can target 1 card in your opponent's spell and trap zone. Shuffle it into the deck. So good for some spell and trap removal right there. And then once per turn during your main phase, if this card was link summoned using Salamangreat Heat Leo, basically himself, as material, you can target 1 face-up monster on the field and 1 monster in your graveyard. The attack of the first target becomes equal to the other targets until the end of this turn. So basically that's how you enable OTKs with their fusion guy, which comes in Savage Strike as a rare. This guy right here, we'll talk about them after we go over the deck. But yeah, he's kind of the boss monster, and you're able to use himself as material with their field spell because it allows you to basically reincarnate Link, where it's like you can use 1 Heat Leo to go into another Heat Leo. So that's how you meet the requirement for a second effect, and that's how the other boss monster of theirs, which is Sunlight Wolf, which is the rare from Savage Strike, which is like $7 to $8. So if you pull these, put them aside, and either sell them, trade them, or just, I'd say get rid of them, because who knows if the price is going to crash on them, or if the price is going to crash on them, because they're like $8 for a rare right now. So yeah, do something with these if you're not playing Salamangreats. But yeah, now we go to their other nice monster here. This is like, I don't know, this card literally enables like everything. So it's a level 3 XE or XYZ monster here, Salamangreat Mirage Stallion. It takes 2 level 3 monsters, which is nice. You can use it with a new card that came out in Savage Strike as well, the Psychic Wielder. But you can detach 1 material from this card, special summon 1 Salamangreat monster from your deck in defense position. Also, you cannot activate monster effects for the rest of this turn except fire monsters. So basically, once you use that effect with him though, you're locked into fire monsters for the rest of the turn. So keep that in mind. And then if this XC monster, or if this XC summon card is sent to the graveyard as a material For the link summon of a Salamangreat monster, you can target one monster on the field, return it to the hand. You can only use each effect of Salamangreat Mirage Stallion once per turn. So we need 3 of him, or some people play 2. Basically, you use this as a bounce too. You get rid of like Colossuses and everything, and it's just really nice. So just use him as material for links, and you're good to go getting rid of and shuffling cards. Does it have to be monster? You can target one monster on the field, return it. Yeah, so it has to be a monster. So really good. But this is the other link monster, which is amazing, and this is kind of what you target. So this guy gets in your grave. You can banish it to protect your Salamangreat cards. Or cards, so not just one card, it could be a lot of cards. Say they Raigeki you, banish this, saves your Salamangreat cards. But this also searches your field spell whenever this guy's link summon, and that's what allows you to do that reincarnate link, which is really nice. So he's a must, or is it a she? I don't know. But then you, off of Heat Leo, you usually target this in your graveyard, and then you would make the enemy monster 500 attack, because this guy only has 500 attack. So keep that in mind. But very good card here. You want to run 3 of that to search for your field spell. Then we have Salamangreat Gazelle. This is like the main monster you usually want to see in your hand at all times, or summoned it off of Mirage Stallion. This is usually what you're making for Mirage Stallion, though. So if a Salamangreat monster is sent to your graveyard, except Salamangreat Gazelle, and except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one Salamangreat card from your deck to the graveyard, except Salamangreat Gazelle. You can only use each effective Salamangreat Gazelle once per turn. So basically, sends your trap, or a monster that you would need, and it's just overall really good. And then we have Salamangreat Spinny. This is the other like guy that allows you to get into Stallion and starts your plays. So he has an effect where you can discard him and target one of your Salamangreat cards and boost the attack, or any monster. You can target any monster and it'll gain 500 attack. So you bitch him to the grave to do that, and then that would, if you have Salamangreat Gazelle in hand, you'd be able to special out Gazelle. And then Spinny has the effect in grave where if you control a Salamangreat monster, you can special summon him. Pretty simple, right? But now if he leaves the field, he is banished. But if you overlay him into Mirage Stallion, it's not considered on the field when he's detached, so then he doesn't get banished, so you can reuse him. So you can only use each of those effects once per turn, but he's really good as well. These are the ones, basically these are the main cards that are from the structure deck that are awesome. And then Salamangreat Circle, you search any Salamangreat monster. The second effect of this is target one Salamangreat link monster you control that was link summoned using a monster with the same name as material. That's that reincarnated link. That link monster is unaffected by the effects of monster effects this turn, except its own. So it's a quick play, so it can come up on the opponent's turn, but more often than not, you're just using this to search, and you can only use it once per turn. And then their trap is when a spell or trap or monster effect is activated while you control a Salamangreat link monster. That's the key. If you take care of the Salamangreat players' link monsters, their traps are kind of useless. So you want to keep your link monsters on board. That's where Baylynx comes into play, where she can save the link monsters or any Salamangreat monsters from destruction, which is nice. But while this card is in the grave, and then negate the activation. And if you do, destroy that card. So it negates monster effect, spell, trap. It's awesome. But then while this card is in the graveyard, if a Salamangreat link monster is link summoned to your field using a monster with its same name as material, you can set this card but banish it when it leaves the field. So that's really awesome. So you reincarnate Link, this is in your graveyard, you sent it off of Gazelle or something, you can reset this. So now it is banished that time. There is other ways to add this back to your hand. That's with the Salamangreat Wolf, which we'll go over later, but you see the gist. Like, you kind of just recur and recycle your cards throughout the graveyard. You add them back with these links, and you reincarnate Link with your field spell, which we didn't even get to. So Raccoon you don't really play. Mole you can play. It's like you shuffle, is it this one where you shuffle 5 back? Yeah, you target 5 Salamangreat cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and then draw 2 cards. You can play it. I'm personally not, but these ones you don't really use. So Bison's interesting, but Fowl, no, you don't really use. Mirror, you don't use. Foxy, you can use. Falco, you use like 1 of. Jack Jaguar, you use like 1 of. Foxy, you can run 2 or 3 of. So that's that. But he also came in Savage Strike, so that's a reprint right there. We got a Kaiju, which is cool. You could side that. I wouldn't recommend maining it. But the nice thing about this is, like, you could also, like, Sunlight Wolf allows you, when something special summoned to a zone he points to add back any fire monster. So you could add back like a Kaiju. You could add back. Let's get to it. You could add back the common Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. So he's fire. can add this back, but then you cannot special summon or normal summon the monster you added back for the rest of the turn, which is fine with Ash. You just want to use it for its effect. But yeah, so common Ash Blossom there. But yeah, interesting. Now I gotta fix this. You know, the other cards you don't really use. Salamangreat Claw, no. This is their field spell. A lot of times you run 1 because you can just search it so easily. Some people run 2 if they think this will be destroyed, but majority of the time you don't. But if you didn't know what this does, if you link summon a Salamangreat Link monster, you can use 1 Salamangreat Link monster you control with its same name as the entire material. So that's how you get those reincarnated links where, like, say this guy is on the field, you link into another one of him, and it's used the same name as material, so you get his extra effect, which this guy allows you to add back a Salamangreat spell or trap to your hand. And that's how you get around that their trap being banished when you set it again. So that's nice part about that. As another one, which I don't know if I've ever really used it in my testing, but basically you can pay 1,000 life points, target 1 link monster you control, make its attack 0, and if you do, gain life points equal to its original attack. I think I missed the line there. It has to be during damage calculation, so you have to be like battling with a different monster, and then you just go, all right, I'm gonna go during damage calculation, use this, make, like, say Balinx attack 0, and then you gain that life points. So Will of Salamangreat, if you're playing like, a lot of times a lot of builds I'm seeing you're just playing 1. If you're playing like the competitive budget deck with just the 3 structure decks, you might want to bump that up to 3. These other ones, Salamangreat Rage you play a bunch of, Salamangreat you don't play this. Threatening Roar you could play to save your stuff. Goes in Match, I would say play those, but this is the other Heat Leo, they give you 2, okay. And then Flame Administrator, 2 Cyberus monsters, all link monsters you control gain an inhibitor attack. And then Dual Little Chimera if you need those extra zones, which honestly I don't think you need the extra zones in this deck. Maybe if you play like a more, I don't know, it's tough because with the Mirage Stallion effect where you can only use fire monsters for the rest of the turn, it's like typically just want to stick to fire monsters and you don't end up on these huge boards. It's mainly you set up a board with like your link monster, either whether that be a Heat Leo with a link 3 or a Sunlight Wolf with a link 2, and then your 2, if you can, set your 2 traps, and then you have like hand traps ideally. So this guy we already went over. So Salamangreat Rage is a pretty good card. This is the other trap that you want to play. Ideally, you can get both of them on the board at the same time, or going into your opponent's next turn. So you get like a negate and then a destruction here. So activate one of these effects. Send 1 Salamangreat monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Then target 1 card on the field and destroy it. So that's 1 card you can destroy, but that's not what we're going for here. We're going for the double destruction or the triple if you have Heat Leo. So target 1 Salamangreat Link monster you control that was Link summoned using a monster with its same name as material. So that's that reincarnated Link with the field spell. You do that with either Heat Leo or Sunlight Wolf. Now keep in mind, that's not the only way to do that. If you needed to, you could use like a Sunlight Wolf and like another monster to go into another Sunlight Wolf and meet that requirement, but more often than not, you're gonna use your field spell to just reincarnate Link with the same Link monster. So it's easy, but then after that, it's destroy cards your opponent controls up to that monster's Link rating. You can only activate 1 Salamangreat Rage per turn. So ideally, you just want to be able to target your Sunlight Wolf at a Link rating 2, or your Salamangreat Heat Leo at a Link rating 3. Because with Heat Leo, if you reincarnated Link with him, you get to destroy 3 cards. With Sunlight Wolf, you get to destroy 2 cards. So, and then you don't even have to pitch a card too. So that's really, really good there. And you back that up with some hand traps. Well, now my memory card is full, and you just get me with my bedhead hair here. But so yeah, with the camera dying, I didn't get to go over all the other stuff. But basically, they have a fusion of fire that's always treated as a Salamangreat card. So you can always add this alpha Salamangreat effects and everything, which is nice. But basically, this allows you to fusion summon a Salamangreat card using monsters from your hand, field, or either player's field. So that's awesome because you make this guy Salamangreat Violet Chimera, which is the rare card in Savage Strike, and this guy takes 1 Salamangreat monster and 1 Link monster. use Fusion of Fire, use your opponent's Link monster, make this guy, or in the mirror match, you could use their other Salamangreat monsters to totally make this guy. And this is your OTK guy. This guy allows you to do like double attacks if you attacked a monster that attack was different than their own. If you guys remember Heat Leo, he changes the enemy monster's attack. So if he does that, he can attack again or make 2 attacks in the battle phase. And then he also gains a attack equal to half of the original attacks of the monster he was used to Link summon it, or to Fusion summon it. So boosted attack. He can make 2 attacks. The Heat Leo makes their enemy's monster like 500 attack. Boom, boom, attack for game. That's usually how it goes. So, and then if you didn't kill him that game, you usually have your traps ready and set to go. So, what do you guys think of the deck? Like I said, I'll make a profile when I get all the cards that I need of like the optimal deck, using like all the cards outside of the structure deck. Once I get all 3 of my Sunlight Wolves. I don't know if I want to trade for them or just try and open them on my own. But after that happens, you'll see a deck profile, and I'll go over more combos as I learn the deck better and everything. So thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry if it was a little bit longer. I just wanted to explain some things because I know, like, Salamangreats for me, like when a new deck comes out, I really don't know a lot of times what they do. And I don't know. For me, it's just easier sometimes hearing things explained to me. So yeah, that's that. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.